Welcome back, guys. My name is Brandon, and one of the great things about living here in the state of Maine is that we have winter and we have road salt, and if you don't protect the underside of your vehicle, it will rot out. Let me show you. Sorry for all the wind, guys. This is my 2018 F-150, and we got to get it ready for winter because, like I said, if you don't undercoat your stuff, it will literally, the frames will just rot right off your vehicle. And you can see how it's got like a real thick coating of undercoating already on it from last year. I do it every single year, and it really protects everything. Let me bring you up underneath, and I'll show you what it looks like because I cover it. I get it everywhere, in every little nook and cranny. I put an entire gallon of fluid film on this. It's not necessary to put an entire gallon, but I do, and I have it literally just running out everywhere when I apply it. You can look underneath my truck and you can see that it, might look dirty, but there's absolutely no rust under it, and that's because I apply that fluid film yearly to protect it. Guys, a few years ago I purchased a vehicle, and literally within a short period of time the frame rotted right out on it. I live in the state of Maine. We put down a lot of salt, which is like a calcium chloride in the winter. It literally will rot your vehicle out completely to the point that the frame rots out, the body rots out. It just destroys a vehicle. You have to protect them, and that's what we're going to do today. Not only is it windy, it's a little cold. Let's get inside and get this fluid film mixed up. Now, your best bet, guys, is to do this when your wife is not around so you don't get in trouble. This might get you in trouble because I'm doing this in the kitchen, and my wife hates when I bring my projects in the house. So anyways, so a few years ago I bought a fluid film so I can apply this fluid film. This is basically just a liquid undercoating, and with that kit comes with the applicator, which is this, and then these little bottles screw on to this. And then it also gives you some plugs. If you need to drill holes in your vehicle, you can drill some holes to get into some hard to reach areas, and they give you plugs to plug it up. And it also comes with a nozzle that you can shove up into hard to reach areas. Now, they make another product called wool wax. This isn't that. I'm not going to get into a debate over which one is better than the other. This is what I have, and this is what I bought, and I buy this by the gallon. You can get it right online. I probably got this either through Amazon or eBay. Both are a great place to get stuff. I know this isn't a welding video, guys, but this is just a super busy time for me right now this time of year because I'm trying to get all my summer projects done, get all my summer stuff done and get it put away before winter, and then I got to get all my winter stuff in order so that I'm not doing it in the middle of snow. On top of, I've been doing a remodeling project around the house, and I've got a cold. I've been sick, so just a lot going on. But today we got a day. We got to get this done. Like I said, I know it's not a welding video, but it does have to do with metal, and it has to do with protecting it and keeping your investment, which is your vehicle, keeping it good. I figured I'd read the back of it, so I'll just read what you can use this for, and this is according to the bottle. Chains, battery terminals, hinges, slides, door locks, tools, rollers, under the deck of mowers, combines, tractors, fertilizers and salt spreaders, snow handling equipment, vehicle undercoating, bearings, machine shop, outboard motors. It protects against saltwater spray, winches, firearms, recreational equipment, all metals exposed to high humidity, salt air, salt water, and corrosive industrial atmospheres. I think this is all pretty much just safe stuff. You can see it's kind of thick, and what I've done in the past is when it gets really thick like this, I've actually put it in some real hot water, like submersed this 1 gallon jug in a sink of really hot water, and that'll help thin it out so you can get it into the container. That's the hardest part for me, is getting this material into those little containers that go on the sprayer. And I just use my wife's utensils to do it, so I don't think she knows that, but that's how I do it. I've done it like that for a few years. So you're going to want some paper towels, and I'll get a couple of these jugs out. It still has a little bit of fluid film in it from last year, and we'll do this over the sink so we don't make at least a massive mess. So unscrew these caps. So the easiest way I found to do this, now I'm sure there's other ways of doing it, but the way that I found that works good for me, and if I did more than just my vehicle, I'd probably do it differently. I've tried funnels, I've tried bunch of different ways, but this seems to be the way, and there really is no super great way that I found. Take a paint stirrer, stick it in, wipe it off. That's pretty much the extent of it. Just like that. Kind of makes a mess. Be prepared for that. Like I said, it's best to do this when your wife's not around, because she's not going to like how it's going to make a mess. Just pick everything up when you're done. You know, not that this is bad to do or anything wrong, but it just gets them wound up, you know, and they see this stuff coming in the house, and it doesn't really have a bad smell either, so you don't really have to worry about that. Yeah, this is a super busy time of year for me, guys. Just a lot going on. You know, getting all my summer stuff put away, trading it out for my winter stuff, and there we go. You can see that's full right to the top. Now clean up any excess so you can save it. Wipe it off. When I get ready to spray this, I usually put on like some coveralls. There. And leave this all set up. I'll set up my second one so I'm all ready to go once I'm outside. And I leave these inside. It's a little cool out today. I leave these right inside so that this liquid stays as thin as possible, and then just bring it out to spray it. Now guys, I can't remember how much it is for a gallon of this product, but I know that to pay somebody to do it, it's like a couple hundred, $250 or something like that. So it's definitely cheaper if you're a handy person and you have an air compressor to do it yourself. Now, with that caveat, I do my pickup because it's tall. It sits up off the ground, so I don't even need to jack it up to get underneath it. I can just crawl up under it as it is. Now, my wife's vehicle, I actually pay someone to do it, and they charge, if I remember, I think it was like $250 or $275, and I ask them to do inside the doors, really coat it good and heavy, and they always do a good job. But the reason I don't do my wife's vehicle, I have a floor jack, and I could jack up her vehicle, but that for me is just a lot of work on my end. So I don't have to jack up her car, I don't have to put it on jack stands and do all kinds of safety stuff. I can just bring it somewhere, they throw it on their lift, and they spray it and give me a bill, and I pay it, and it's done. I do my own because, like I said, it's a little bit of aggravation. It'll take me about probably an hour to do, but it's easy to do it. You'll see here in a minute. The hardest part of this whole project, honest guys, is filling these little jugs. That's it. That's the hardest part. And another thing, my vehicle is aluminum, my truck. So the body in the bed is made of aluminum. So I don't go too crazy about trying to force a whole lot of stuff inside the doors. I do blow it in through like the latches and the locks and around the tailgate and around the weep holes at the bottom. Blow it up in there that way, just so that it prevents any corrosion or salt from sitting in there and corroding stuff. But I don't go too crazy because inherently the aluminum isn't going to be a problem. It's the steel that's the problem. So getting this on the frame and way up inside to all the little nooks and crannies, that's the key. That's what's going to save your vehicle. And as the price of vehicles these days, I just about had a stroke the other day when I went and looked at I saw a brand new Ford. It was $98,000 for a pickup truck. I'm like, they must be out of their tree. I could never afford to pay something back like that. I don't know where people are coming up with this money to buy a new truck like that. That's crazy, especially on top of the mortgage rates right now. But anyways, that's a whole nother issue. But as you know, for your regular viewers, you know I'm a firm believer of taking good care of my stuff, try to prolong it and making it last a long time. This has done an awesome job for me. Again, like I said, there's a similar product called Wool Wax. I think it's just as good. I don't know. I haven't done a lot of reviews on it, but I've used this. My frame doesn't rust. There's no signs of rust on it, so I'm going to stick with this. It works, and I'm super happy with it, and I've been doing this for years. My truck is a 2018, and you look underneath it, and it looks like a Southern vehicle underneath. So for gear, guys, I'm wearing a welder's cap. I'm wearing some coveralls. I got some like rubber gloves. They're rubber on the bottom, and I've got some safety glasses. I'm outside spraying it. I don't think I'll need a respirator. I've never used one in the past. All right, let's head out and do this. As far as the air goes, I probably couldn't have picked a windier day if I had to. I'm just right off the compressor. This is just whatever the pressure is set at. I think you're supposed to turn it down, but I don't. I just run it whatever, 130 PSI. I think that's probably what's going through this. I can't show you all of it, but I can show you some, just because it's going to be hard to film and spray. But let me... See that, guys? And that's how I cover the truck. And I'll actually start right at the front and work my way all the way to the back, focusing a lot in the wheel wells because that's where you get a lot of rust, and focusing on the insides of the frames, all the little holes everywhere where all the moisture can collect. So yeah. All right, let me get going here. I also want to make it clear that this isn't a sponsored video. This product I bought with my own money. It's something that I've been using for years, so it's something that I can talk about that I know that works. Now, also to mention that I wash my truck. I have a wash pass, so I can unlimited wash my truck as many times as I want throughout the year, and I do that. It's an automatic car wash. I put my truck through it. It works great. The reason I'm telling you this is because I wash my truck a lot in the winter to try to keep the rock salt off it, and this stuff does not wash off. Although I think it is somewhat water soluble, it does stay on the truck rather well. It's almost like an oil, if the consistency of it, and I think it's actually non-toxic. I don't know that to be sure. I'll leave a little link so that you guys can check it out if you're interested in it, but yeah, it just works good and it doesn't wash off. All right, that's one container right there, guys. And I'm really focusing on getting it inside the frame. Cleanup is super simple. You can see I just put all my rags in that stirrer. I broke it in half, put it inside my empty can, and stick it down and stick it outside for the trash. Then I cleaned this all up and got it all ready for next year. So I'll put it away and it'll be all ready. I don't think I can say that stuff on here without getting probably banned, but we'll put it away and be all set for next year. And here it is done, and I'll show you how it looks. It's on heavy. Like I said, I used a whole gallon, or just about a gallon. I used all of those little containers except for about half of one, and I did my trailer axle with it too. So I did all up in the wheel wells, got the suspension coated real nice. I really focus on like the holes in the frame and stuff because that's where all the moisture collects and whatnot. See, all up underneath. It's all nice and coated. And same thing over here. They say to try to avoid your exhaust, which I don't do anything special. I just kind of, I don't try to hit it, but I just spray right over it. They say try to avoid your exhaust, and obviously be careful applying your brakes for the first time because you want to kind of avoid your brakes. But one of the good things about spraying it with such a high pressure is that it kind of like atomizes under the truck, so it like mists everywhere. So especially when you're shooting it in the frame, it just ends up with a huge cloud and a mist. So I can like shoot it into one of the holes up here, and sometimes you can look down further up the frame and you can see like mist coming out, so you know it's getting it coated really well. And I figured while I had everything out, I coated my axle on my trailer. Don't typically plan to tow this in the winter, but figured at least while I got it out, it's never been done,
protect that as well.
And this is just some of the stuff that you got to do around here, guys, to protect your stuff and keep it lasting long. Unless you're made of money and you can just go out and buy a new vehicle every 3 years, which some people can, and that's fine. But a lot of us folks here in Maine or in the northern climates and in a lot of places, you just have to take good care of your stuff. And I've been brought up that way as a younger kid to take care of my stuff. I always have, and this is just part of that, taking care of it. Lubricate it, protect it, undercoat it, do what you got to do so you can get a long life out of it and you're not spending all your hard work and money on replacing things early. And by the way, my wife knows about all of this stuff. I didn't want you to think us being deceptive to her. We've been together so long now, she doesn't put anything past me. So she knows that I'm doing this and she knows that I'm doing it in the house. She probably doesn't appreciate it, but as long as I don't leave her with a big mess when she comes home, she's all good with it. Until the next one, guys, I will see you then. Take care, stay safe, and God bless.